Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I-Man here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, and Rovi, and today we're going to be talking about Interpol entering the Metaverse.
Cool. First of all, what's Interpol, dude?
So it seems like it's an international police organization.
Makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I've heard of it, but I never really...
I've heard of it in the movies, and I never really understood what it was. But
so, do you think there's a need for an international police force in the real world?
Obviously,
right?
I feel like the first thing that comes to mind is that this is going to be technically difficult for them.
No, we're talking about the metaverse, right? So clearly there's a need for policing, and this is just one of the things that I don't think I really thought too much about.
So I'm sort of like thinking like cops and robbers, like they're going to be in the metaverse.
Out there like chasing people.
Yeah.
I mean,
which is not going to happen, right? This is not what we're talking about here.
Well, they actually spun up like their own little metaverse, actually, like a real virtual world.
Yeah.
An Interpol.
Well, because they were trying to understand, it's like, okay, let's spin up this world. Let's understand, like, what are the capabilities of this?
True. And I guess they're coming up with whatever it is. They're policing strategies. They're policing methods. In order to do that, like you have to understand, I guess, like the physics, the interactions that exist in the virtual world.
Yeah, let me give you an example. So, trafficking of content, illegal content, right?
Ooh,
All right, so that content needs to exist on some server somewhere, right? Even if it's like being displayed in the metaverse, the display of it isn't the infraction. The fact that it's being stored somewhere and then distributed to people, that's the infraction, right? So it's like, okay, well, how do we take these guys down? It's like, who's doing it? If it's a bunch of ETH addresses, well, there's a server hosting the content. That server is usually connected to an internet service provider.
Okay.
And that internet service provider usually has costs that somebody's paying for.
Yeah.
And so now you can track, who might be the perpetrator of said illegal content.
Well, so, okay, but what component of that is like in metaverse activity,
let's say you're selling a bunch of NFTs for like engaging content. Engaging content.
Okay.
Right.
With quotes around it. I get it. I get it.
And the only way to see said content is if you have this NFT.
Basically you have to like unbox it or unpackage it, view it in the metaverse, right?
Yeah. So
it's content that, so from that angle alone, there has to be some sort of like, I guess, monitoring process to like the content itself. Well, you think there's going to be actually like avatars that walk around to like double agents? They're not actually going to show, like, they're not going to be like in uniform, right? Like let everybody know they're police.
Well,
but they're out there just monitoring traffic or content, right? Just to make sure.
Yeah, because
we're not distributing, I don't know, what's a crime? Child porn.
Yeah.
Say, right? That's a clear crime anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So there's a consensus among, humanity. Yeah. This type of content should not exist. Anybody who is enabling it or distributing it, you're a criminal. Right?
Yeah, and I feel like this conversation it's interesting because we're speaking in the context of like a successful metaverse and like there's like already
there's millions of people interacting with it and stuff.
Yeah.
So but that's the point. Like this whole Interpol, they must see enough.
That's a good. Yeah.
They see enough evidence that this is worthy of an effort, right?
Yeah.
They have to front run this potential inevitability, right? Where there are millions of people interfacing in the metaverse, right? So let's get ahead of the wave, ahead of the curve.
And look at this. Look at this comment.
What?
Madan Obori, Interpol Executive Director of Technology and Innovation. The metaverse has a potential to transform every aspect of our daily lives with enormous implications for law enforcement.
Yeah, I could totally see that, man.
So people are finally seeing what we see, right?
Well, I wouldn't consider Interpol to be like, people, but it's an organization that has a lot of clout. Yeah. I mean, when I think people, I think like, the masses, the consumer, the mainstream
the
user.
masses, they won't see it until way later.
This is a good sign to me. This is like a big, like piece of the puzzle, right? Just like, there's going to be primitives of the metaverse, just like, we need financial networks that operate and give access to people all over the planet, whoever's interacting in the metaverse. You have an opportunity to, build a financial future for yourself there. So there's tons of primitives there.
Yeah.
What else? Communication. But I guess, policing, I guess safety is one of the necessary primitives, right?
Yeah,
just like in our life, and we expect like a sense of safety wherever we go. We pay our governments a large portion of our tax dollars just to ensure there's some policing about, just to make sure to keep the criminals at bay.
Yeah,
right. These are necessary.
Dude, Interpol could be like one of the bigger enforcement agencies on the planet after Metaverse takes off.
Potentially. Well, we're gonna have to spin off our own little Metaverse, fucking safety boards and stuff like that, because there's no way they could do it all, right?
And the reason why this is important is because if Interpol doesn't step in and like kind of police stuff, then you're opening up an entire market opportunity for these bad actors to step into the metaverse and like run amok.
Interesting. So has Interpol ever been? I mean, this is what's weird. Is it the physicality of the metaverse, meaning like because there's avatar presence, that's why they feel they need to be involved? Because like, are they not involved with like DeFi or
the internet? I think they are involved in the internet. I don't know about DeFi. I don't know if you could do illegal stuff in DeFi like you can in the metaverse.
I mean, you could poach on people's scams. You could
them
in
tokens and then exchange the stake tokens for like narcotics.
Oh damn!
I mean, you could, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess the metaverse. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe the metaverse is just an umbrella term. It involves all that stuff. All of Web3 is part of whatever it is they're envisioning as being the transformative aspect to our daily life.
Yeah.
But I say that, and then I don't know if in this article, there's a nice little video of their actual Metaverse HQ somewhere. I think we should take a look at that just to see, is it not in this article?
I don't know if it was.
Here, I'll link you the proper article. Give it 1 second, because I think we should definitely take a look at this, because I mean, it's cool. It's cool to see like their whole approach, because you're going to see like their actual training process with VR in the metaverse. So let's take a look at this. I don't think we need any sound, just in case it's copyrighted. Yeah. Enter the metaverse. So this is check it out, dude.
Interesting.
Check it out. They got a little bot in there, and here they are.
Interesting.
These bunch of boomers, dude, on VR. They're learning how to police the virtual, dude.
I wonder what. So this is their metaverse, you're saying?
Yeah, they built this. So like, see, they're recreating like airport terminals and shit like that. So,
what? Yeah, I guess they're trying to understand like the mechanics of virtual interactions.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what they're doing.
Because this is like, I don't know. This is like role playing if this was like to be executed, right?
Yeah, I guess. So is this more like they're training for the real world, like leveraging the metaverse for that, like through training courses, or are they?
I really think they're a layer deeper. This is like an understanding of like how worlds are built, so that they understand like what tools bad actors have in order to do bad things.
Yeah. Cool. That was it.
That was cool. So what is this article about? Interpol launches first global police metaverse. Okay.
It's the same thing, but the video demonstrates, I guess, like the efforts that they're putting forth to really understand the metaverse, like you said. To understand it, you must take part in it, and even building one is like the best way to really understand.
Man, they're really ahead of the curve.
I know.
That's interesting.
That was actually not a bad looking little little VR experience there, dude. That's pretty cool.
That was great.
I don't see like shit like that too often.
So that's a great role playing like metaverse. Like you want to play doctors, dude. Like
expand the heart, make it all giant and shit. That's what they did, right?
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
So they talk about how the metaverse is not just for gamers. New world, same commitment.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Yeah, the thing that really stuck out to me on the other article from Decrypt.
Yeah,
I'm sure if you have that one pulled
up. Look at the very last line in that article there.
This one here?
Mm-hmm.
It says, but in order for the police to understand the metaverse, we need to experience it. Yeah, that's
exactly. Right. Yeah, they're good. These guys are going to become like the experts, as they should be. Right? It's like, how are we supposed to know who's potentially a good and bad actor, dude? It's very tough. Because
if you're slinging NFTs, they give you access to like nefarious stuff. Like that should be taken down, right?
Yeah. But the interesting thing on this Decrypt article, which you, I don't think you have pulled up, I'm also going to link it to you.
Oh, it's not Decrypt, it's ZDNet.
Yeah, but at the very last section of this, I just like it because they name drop all the different organizations, I guess, cooperating. And what do you know, dude? What's the last one? Decentraland.
Ah.
Isn't that cool?
Interesting. So, a World Economic Forum initiative around metaverse governance, which also features the likes of Meta, Microsoft, MasterCard, as well as some prominent Web3 brands, including Animoca and Decentraland.
Yeah, it pretty much doesn't get any bigger than that. Animoca has Sandbox, and the other side, Decentraland. So these are like the big trio.
Yeah.
So they're covering all angles here. Like they're understanding the metaverse, the Web 2 and Web 3 versions of such.
Yes.
You know, and
interesting.
I mean, to me, this is another indicator. So we got one indication that the metaverse is going to be a big deal, right? So we're fighting this sentiment, this beast of a negative sentiment in the public, just like NFTs have to fight.
Reddit NFTs have successfully fought.
Kind of. Very minor victory in the NFT landscape.
Yeah.
But the metaverse has a long way to go to prove the world wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but the positive things we got are what? The the billions of dollars being invested from like institutional grade investors.
Yeah.
Andreessen Horowitz, all the different main players are investing in the metaverse. What else? I mean, this is a big one. Interpol thinks it's worthy of an endeavor to invest resources, time.
Yeah, and research institutions claiming, multi-trillion-dollar opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting there,
the
dude.
SEC is investigating Bored Apes, Yuga Labs.
Well, yeah, Bored Apes because they were they made a lot of noise.
Yeah.
They made like $500 million selling land, so that's something that needs to be investigated nonetheless.
Yeah.
But just like how the crypto space is waiting around for a little more SEC clarity for like institutional grade participation to happen.
Yeah. It's going to be a while before that comes to the metaverse and
I agree.
Land sales. Just because we've had, 5 years of solid DeFi and no clear indication of regulation.
Yeah, we've heard some whispers, but it hasn't been like officially, written down what we can and cannot do. So
yeah,
this is bullish. So we're gonna see how this transpires in the future and stay updated on this. But yeah, there's really not much else to say about this topic. It's Interpol's in the metaverse, and I know.
So I think the most interesting thing here is not only their investigation of it, but I want to hear how they plan to do anything other than the traditional digital forensics that they have already established, right? If you have a website and you're peddling nefarious content on that website, it's still being hosted by somewhere. I wonder how the metaverse adds complexity to this. That's what I'm curious about.
How the metaverse adds complexity to it?
Yeah. How does the metaverse change the dynamics of policing digital space?
Well, that's the point. That's why they're doing this, is to uncover.
Yeah, I'm curious. That's what I'm saying. Is I'm curious what they're going to be uncovering, because I don't see it changing all that differently, unless you have the spectrum of humans, right, from the young to the old, and then all of a sudden it introduces new capabilities for interaction.
Yeah,
in nefarious ways. So yeah, I'm just trying to speculate as to what the stuff they're looking for.
Well, it has to be mostly communication based, I guess, because as far as anything transactional, all that stuff's logged, right? It's all running through whatever appended blockchain layer that any metaverse is using, right? Well, I guess it's just for Web 3. Web 2 would probably be potential more nefarious activity, right? On a Web 3 metaverse, everything is transparent and open. That's the nature of blockchain.
Yeah,
right? So if you're in there, literally taking people's crypto and you're sending them drugs in return, that's a little more trackable and a little more, you can identify, hey, this avatar has collected, $20-$40 transactions regularly for the last couple of months. This is a little fucking sketchy. This guy's probably slinging some dope in the metaverse to kids across the world or something like that.
Huh. Wait. I think you're introducing something interesting here. What if you're selling NFTs, but then you're sending narcotics?
That's what I'm saying. Well, you don't have to sell anything. You just meet in the metaverse. Hey, instead of like using the Cash App, right? It's just meet some obscure guy.
Yeah, but it's just a wallet-to-wallet transaction, right?
Well, that's my point. I mean, yeah, it is, but still, there might be some communication involved that the metaverse introduces. You can actually talk to your provider.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not actually listening to every single interaction in the metaverse, right? Yeah. But you are tracking every single transaction, so you can make links like, hey, this is a potential nefarious activity, so let's investigate this avatar like we would, any other drug dealer on Earth. Things like that.
But what I'm saying is there's more complexity because at face value, you've traded crypto for an NFT, but the understanding is another transaction happening outside of the metaverse.
Oh yeah, well that's like money laundering type shit potentially. Yeah, I could see that too. That's on their list of things that they're looking into. For sure. Money laundering, like just illicit activity, I guess. Anything to do with children, because we know children are going to be a very big user of the metaverse at some point.
Yeah,
I mean we all will, but children are our target.
Yeah,
because they're very vulnerable. They don't know much. They're easily manipulated. So there has to be a lot of enforcement involved.
Yeah.
Those have to be the harshest of penalties. Like if you're in their metaverse, like fucking around looking for like kids.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You're out of there.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe they'll stick you in their little virtual world. Their little virtual prison. They'll just stick your avatar in there for all of eternity.
Yeah, dude.
That would actually be kind of cool.
And you get like NFTs for like the police. It's like I've caught. Yeah. The digital version of
something like that.
Yeah. Of like this cartel member.
Yeah. So. So we're not obviously we can't know what it is devices are going to come up with, and they probably won't tell us either. They're going to just police. Just know in the future, whenever the metaverse does mature, we're going to have some semblance of, I guess, like somebody watching our backs.
Yeah.
And even that in itself is debatable whether people want that or not.
Yeah.
You know how the ethos of the metaverse. It's like, everything needs to be
like free for all.
Yeah, it should be like almost like an anarchy state on the internet. I don't want no police. I don't want nothing. Let me be an adult. Let me be a sovereign citizen. Let me make my own choices.
Yeah. And that will exist, but I think the commerce and like the concentration of people would happen in like well-regulated, established worlds.
Yeah, those ideals are obviously very minority ones. The majority of people want to feel safe. They want to feel secure. Just like on the internet, nobody wanted to use the internet until it felt like a safe and secure place. They felt like they could trust the internet, they could transact on it. Then it became ubiquitous.
Yeah, right? HTTPS is an example of technology getting to a secure standpoint. All of a sudden, we can do credit cards.
Yeah, the metaverse is a long way from that. Yeah. So this is a good first step, in my opinion.
Yeah, and if you have any thoughts on Interpol entering the metaverse, let us know in the comment section below. Follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner, at Meadowzone.io, and at RobyAI. And we will catch you in the next video.
Peace.